Child hunger has gone through the roof in America ever since the expanded child tax credit payments expired. First of all, explain what the tax payments are. A lot of people aren't even familiar with the story.
Yeah, this was one of the better parts of the stimulus payments that Americans were getting. It started last August, $300 a month for working families per child. So you had some families getting, $600, $900, $1,200 every month, an extended child tax credit, which means you wouldn't get it as part of your tax return, but the payments were more spread out. It went from August to January when it expired, and it lifted millions of children and millions of homes in this country out of poverty, no longer at the poverty line or below it because of these extended payments. They were able to afford their medications, afford food, pay off debts that had been dragging them down for years.
Isn't this easy math? Isn't this easy math? These are families, they can't afford bread, they can't afford milk, they can't afford the basic staples, and they did some great studies to find out what happens when you take this money away. 3.7 million kids are affected, 3.7 million kids. And we're sending $40 billion to the Ukraine. $40 billion. And we can't say, well, let's carve out a little bit here for our citizens before we empower the weapons industry. That's what that $40 billion. Here, yeah. Mr. Weapons Industry, thank you for the money you've given us in our campaign. Go make some missiles. We're going to buy them and sell them to Ukraine, and God knows what that's going to come out.
Well, see, and that's what a lot of the criticism has come from, with this particular administration, the $40 billion. Just to use that as the example, a lot of folks on the left, even some on the right, are saying, listen, we support Ukraine. We want Ukraine to be successful, but we literally have children going hungry, and you're giving $40 billion to the weapons industry, not actually to Ukraine.
It's being ginned up by the weapons industry.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody needs to gin up the story that 3.7 million kids are now going to move back down to the poverty level. Manchin's picture's up here because he was one of the people who said, yeah, it's a good idea to do away with it. But it wasn't just him,
right.
Just to be very clear.
You had Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, every single Republican, House and Senate, every single one of them.
Yeah.
But this guy right here is running the country. He truly is. Joe Manchin has stalled legislation that would actually provide direct payments to Americans, because he says, no, you can't have your extended tax credit because clearly you're buying drugs with it, is what he said.
Yeah, that's exactly, this is drug money, and everybody's using it for drug money. Well, the point is, midterms, okay, it's not going to be just Manchin. After midterms, it's going to be an uphill battle, and we're going to see a lot of this reconstruction of cultural issues in midterms.
Well, and look, the Democratic Party letting people no longer get cash in hand in an election year is about one of the dumbest political decisions I have ever seen in my life. People were getting literally free money from the government. Here you go. And then an election year, and they say, we're taking this away. Idiotic.